Deadpool was a film that was slightly inconsistent for me. Whilst I loved the gags, sick body horror and over the top gore, story-wise it felt a bit by the numbers. Obviously, I'm aware that origin stories are often used primarily as setup for what is to come, and that they shouldn't be judged harshly for creating a world and story beats for our protagonists to use in future. In fact, pretty much every first film in a franchise is probably my least favourite across the board. Whether it's Batman Begins, Spiderman, Man of Steel and many more, they all feel pretty by the numbers, and it's rare that I choose them over their counterpart films in their respective franchises. So, naturally, when Deadpool 2 got announced, I was excited to see whether it could fix the failings of the first film. After leaving the theatre, I definitely felt it achieved its goal of besting Deadpool, and overall I had a fun ride with it. However, after doing research on the movie, I was shocked to learn that quite a lot had been cut from its runtime. When an extended edition titled the Super Duper Cut was announced, I became intrigued as to what could be included and whether it would elevate the film. In the past, extended cuts often enhanced films for me, and in the case of Batman v Superman, even changed it from an incoherent mess to one of my favourite comic book films of all time. Deadpool 2's extended cut may not change a negative opinion into a positive one, but what it does do is that it provides a plethora of new jokes, gags, and even a deleted post-credit scene that will have you leaving the film with a huge grin on your face. Metaphorically, I describe Deadpool 2 as a stand-up comedy set that has been edited for video. It's tighter, has less awkward laughs and pauses, and feels like what the comedian would present if they had the perfect night. In contrast, Deadpool 2 is a longer set with some jokes that don't hit completely, but it also feels like the complete vision of the film. Now, if you're watching this, you probably want to know, should I go out of my way to check out the Super Duper Cut if I already own the theatrical version? Personally, I don't think so. Whilst there is over 14 minutes of extra footage, some of it feels like needless padding that was cut from the movie for good reason. We get two scenes that follow Russell as he's brought to the orphanage, and another that sees him tortured by the headmaster. Both scenes flesh out subtext that was mentioned in the original cut, but are completely unnecessary to the overall plot. These scenes were hinted at in the original cut, and viewers were left to draw their own conclusions as to his troubled past, which I think works slightly better than the confirmation that we get here. You aren't really missing much by not picking it up, unless of course you want to see the Hitler baby post-credit scene, which is present here after being highly reported as being too offensive for audience goers to see in cinemas. It definitely is the perfect way to end the film and had me smiling from ear to ear as the disc menu came back up. So, it's a rather so-so endorsement from me. I picked up the 4K edition of the film and was blown away by just how detailed Deadpool's suit was, as well as how grim and gritty the prison scene looked. It's a beautiful film that provides more of the same for hardcore fans, but whether you should pick it up or not depends on your tolerance for the character, and if you weren't won round by the theatrical release, then you probably won't be here. I must admit though, I had a lot of fun with Deadpool 2 Super Duper Cut, and it definitely is the only way that I will be watching the film from now on. However, it's not worth the double dip, and those who already own the original version will have more than enough to keep them occupied until we find out exactly what Disney are going to do with the franchise. So, in my eyes, Deadpool 2 gets an 8.5 out of 10. So, what did you think of Deadpool 2 Super Duper Cut? Do you prefer it over the original, and which film do you think is the best in the franchise? Comment below, and if you enjoyed this video then please like it and subscribe to my channel. I create content like this weekly, and there'll definitely be something on here that you love if you're a fan of film. Make sure you check out my video which breaks down the infamous deleted post-credit scene at the end of this one. And thanks again for taking the time to watch this. I've been Deffinition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.